Hi, and welcome back to my studio. I'm working in my junk journal again today, and I am using Junk Journal January day 14 as my inspiration. The prompt today is pattern, and this was my next page, which was perfect because it's a pattern. And I have grabbed some things and cut some things out, and I am going to make a page, and everything on the page is going to have a pattern. So we'll see. This could turn out to be very eclectic, but we'll see how it goes. So what I have done, I'm using this little scrap to kind of catch the edges. I have cut this pattern piece here because I am going to use this as like the ground, but in my yard we don't have a lot of grass because I plant flowers everywhere. We also live in the woods, so that's another reason. But I want little flowers, and I thought this was really pretty, and it had a little green in it. So I'm trying to kind of darken that a little bit. Okay. We'll see when I get it down if I need more. I want it to blend a little. Okay. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit. There's that one. And then I thought that I would make a second one for some perspective. This also just might look like I glued some weird thing in the middle of the page, but we're going to try it. Just want those edges dark. Okay. I'm going to glue this down. I'm getting matte medium everywhere. Oh, that was a pretty good guess at the size of that one. Oops. This is some really thick, like, scrapbook paper. It is serious. I gotta move it away from the middle a little so that the book will shut. Okay. I'm pushing that one down now. I'll put the glue on this one, maybe. I'm putting this because I want there to be some perspective, you know, like another hill back here. I don't know how that's going to work, but funny story, you know, like in art, right, you have the horizon and you have the vanishing point. You know, so like when you draw the line on the page and then you draw like the road, the little triangle that kind of goes back and disappears at the horizon. So when my son was 4, I signed him up for art classes at, we have this adorable little art gallery. So sign him up for art classes. And I said, honey, you're going to go to art classes. And he said, well, are you staying with me? And I said, no, I'm leaving you there for a little bit, and then I'm coming back to get you. And he said, well, what if I want to stay with you? And I said, well, you are going to go and you're going to meet some new people. And when you're done making art, you get cookies. And he said, oh, okay. So cookies were the key. And so I took him there, dropped him off, and I come back a little later. Of course, he tells me what kind of cookies they had. And that day, they learned about Grandma Moses. And my son has this painting. Maybe we'll put a picture of the painting in. We can put a picture of the painting. And, you know, it's the house on the hill and the road coming up. And he pointed, you know, like, I'm just going to make a little prop here. So, like, here's the point where the road comes and it disappears at the horizon. And he says, Mom, this right here, this is the banishing point. He said, that's what that is. And my husband and I, we kind of laughed, and, you know, it's really the vanishing point, but he called it the banishing point. And I thought, well, if you are going to banish or exile somebody, you probably will send them all the way to a point where you can't see them any longer along the horizon. So my son is 23 now. And we still joke about the banishing point because it was very sweet. His little art lesson, and I framed it. It was so cute. And we went to the framing store, and he got to pick out the mat, and his favorite color was red, so the mat is red. We'll put a picture in there so you can see it. I gotta let that dry because I'm just gonna destroy my pen. So, okay, so those are my little trees. And the other thing that I have, put my little trees in there, and they're on book pages. It's still print, even though it's not as printy, but you know, okay. And I've got a bunny because every page needs a bunny. Have the sticker. I'm going to cut it for something else, and now I'm going to stick it here. The bunny is looking at the bird who's sitting on a piece of lace. I know. Doesn't make sense, right? There we go. You know, this might not be the most beautiful journal page that I have ever made, but it's all mine. I think that, you know, I always feel when I get to this point, like, you know, it's the point where the prompt, I mean, it's clearly pattern, and I'm taking it very literally. And sometimes if I'm in that mood and I take that prompt so literally, then sometimes I look at it and I think, oh, yes, pattern, it's there. I can see it, right? It's almost better when you just fly off the handle and do something ridiculous. Because ridiculous is good. But we've got patterns. We've got a patterned bunny. We have patterned trees. We don't have an official banishing point, but we have an unofficial one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around this with my Signo. Let's see if that works. the last thing that I'm gonna do is put my little thing on here telling me it's day 14 pattern. And there we go. So thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this, please consider liking or subscribing. And I want to thank you for watching. Bye-bye.